switching gears, going in overdrive, throttle forward. Yeah.
That was good. That was good. Well done.
Um, Top Gun, the
Mhm.
original Top Gun, starring Tom
Mhm.
Cruise. Um, I, though being a fan of Tom Cruise movies in general, had never seen this movie in its
Can't
entirety,
believe it.
like piece of it. Also, being a big fan of Val Kilmer, had not
Yeah.
seen this movie.
I can't believe
Um,
that. That's two
mhm,
big ones right there. And
yeah.
like for such like an iconic, movie.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Um, and then you have seen it. Makes
Mhm.
sense. We're gonna talk about it in all spoilery details. So if you want to rewind with us here, um, go back to the 80s before you jump on ahead to today with Top Gun Maverick. Stay tuned. But spoilers are abound. So,
Yes.
um, what would you say you thought about this movie originally, and
Mm.
how did you see it, all that sort of thing, and then juxtapose with just seeing it now?
Sure, sure. So I mean this movie came out before I was born, so I definitely didn't go see it in a theater. It was just like a watching at home experience.
Mhm.
I think I saw it with a group of friends. I know I don't believe I saw it with like my family or anything. I think I saw it with like a group of friends. We sat down and
Okay.
were, kind of jonesing for like an action film. I think it was another one of those situations where somebody couldn't believe that I hadn't seen Top Gun. Um,
Okay.
so we sat down to watch it. And yeah, so initially I remember I remember the action of it. I remember Tom Cruise, like young, good looking, hot shot. And I remember the music. The music is absolutely
Sure.
iconic.
Yeah.
Not only Danger Zone, but also Take My Breath Away, which
Mhm.
upon rewatching, I did not realize how much those two songs are basically just played on repeat throughout this entire like somebody scored this movie so cheaply, just like these two songs, just, over and over and over again.
Yep.
Um Effectively, but also like yeah, just on my rewatch, I was like, oh, okay, we're gonna listen to this again. All right, I
Yeah.
see.
Mhm. Mhm.
um so yeah, so I remember it in kind of very vague terms. Like I just remember liking it. There was like, fun sequences, well filmed. I just didn't remember terribly much about the overall plot and like point of the story. And I remember thinking now this time like really paying attention to what was going on and like character development, which is very simple but effective. And that's what I
Mhm.
like about this movie. Like, there's no like huge overarching plot, there's no like very complicated storyline to follow. It's just about the human experience in extreme situations and how do you deal with it. And it's like I said, it's just very effective. I really like it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's well said. It really is character focused,
Mhm.
because my impression of like pieces I'd seen was thinking it was kind of boring or something.
Mhm.
But having watched it now, um, I didn't feel it. I felt engaged the whole time.
Mhm.
Other than like being taken out of it once in a while by the song, like you say, oh, again, all right. Other
I
than
mean,
that,
I see why this movie made those two songs
yeah.
because you can't escape them.
Hmm.
But, like,
Hmm.
cool it, guys. There's other music out there.
So, but yeah, I thought that the character story was effective.
Mhm.
Because yeah, if you sum it up, it's like, hotshot pilot goes to special academy to try to be the top gun.
Mhm.
That's it. It's all you
Right.
get.
Well,
So
I mean, yeah, if you wanted to, like, continue it a little, crisis of confidence, resolve. And
yes,
you don't
yeah,
have to say how it's resolved, but, like, that's, like, the crux of it. Like, he's just on like this career path, but it's also like his whole personality and his whole, like being, like this is what he wants on a personal and professional level. And he suffers like a huge crisis of confidence when something happens. And like, how do you deal with that?
Yep.
Especially, like I said, in like this extreme high pressure situation.
Yep.
I
I
just love it.
I will say one moment that okay, there's a couple moments that I didn't like.
Sure.
Um, One is when they're all playing on the piano. It just comes off as like that's not going to happen like this or whatever. Or they're
Yeah.
singing along. Maybe it does. I'm not there. If that is, I'm in the
Right.
corner yet. Whatever. And then when he found out what happened to his father,
Yeah.
I thought could have been. It felt like it went quick. I felt
Yeah.
like that
It
would have been a bigger
fell a
hit.
little flat. Yeah.
Hmm. So,
Yeah, so
um,
to respond to the piano moment, I totally agree with you. It was a great way to showcase Goose though,
sure.
and his wife, who I forgot was Meg Ryan. I forgot
Yeah.
Meg Ryan was in this movie. I was like, "What are you doing here?" So that was kind of fun. And their like chemistry was very cute, I really thought. And then yeah, it got like a little cheesy when everybody was at the piano singing. I was like, "All right, okay. Like
Hmm.
we take it easy, everybody."
Christmas carols of the
Yeah,
yeah.
right, right. It was a little too like jolly times.
Hmm.
Um and yes, I do agree with you. Um the setup for it was really great, and then it was a moment that was like really quick when he learned about what happened to his dad and like
Hmm.
kind of his decision making while he was up there, being a fighter pilot.
Yep.
So,
But yeah, it's fun characters, good personalities, good like head to head moments, you
mhm.
know, homoerotic volleyball sequences.
Can
Uh
we can we it's so many years later and I'm still like, "Tom Cruise, why are you in jeans playing volleyball, boy?"
that's the look you want to go for,
Beach
you know?
volleyball in
I would be the person
jeans.
that would do that, that kind of thing.
Oh
I was
god.
where I just like won't wear the most appropriate clothing
It'd be
for the
so
situation
hot.
because I don't want to wear sandals or something, like it just
Sure. And I mean,
so
I get it. He has to like transition quickly, like, because he goes over to,
yeah.
um, what's her name? I know her name is Kelly McGillis. Charlie, I think she is in the movie. I
Yep.
can't remember her
Yep,
name in the,
Charlie.
okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
So he's got to go over to her house. So he's got to look like, semi put together, but,
Yep.
it still bugs me. It still bugs me that he's wearing like jeans to play sand volleyball. That has to be so uncomfortable, so hot, sand everywhere.
Right. Oh my God. Yeah, I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough. It gets
Oh,
everywhere. Yeah.
oh,
That's
easy, Hayden. Not like here,
um
everything's smooth. Oh boy.
yeah, just like Tom Cruise's body.
Oh
So I was
yeah.
just like looking at like the people have talked about this, like maybe there's something to this Scientology. Look at Tom Cruise compared to the rest of his cast, from the
I
original.
know. I know. Okay, so yeah, detour on this for a minute because I definitely want to talk about like the way the cast looks. So I get that like Tom Cruise is young and he's
Hmm.
got a young face and
Yep.
that serves him well. But I didn't really think about this because I don't think I really felt like I remembered Kelly McGillis's character when I was watching the first time. And perhaps that was, because I was young and more like, oh my God, Tom Cruise is so hot. Like,
Sure.
I'm just going to pay attention to him. But I was really watching this time to like see how that all developed because I was like, I feel like I missed that. She looks so much older than him in the movie. And I think they sort of like dress her up also in like not flattering outfits that
Sure.
make her look older, like her glasses and her like shoulder sweaters, her bulky clothes, really don't do her any favors. But I remember thinking in the movie and turning to Chris and going like, boy, Tom Cruise looks like 26 and she looks like pushing 40. They really look so disparate in ages here. And then he looked it up and she was only like 5 years older than him. And I was
5
like,
years.
shut your mouth. That is
Mhm.
not true. And then, yeah, now looking at them now, Tom Cruise is like barely aged, and she's clearly gone through the years,
Mhm,
maturing probably normally, especially if you look at the rest of the cast, they all look a bit older.
mhm.
Um, but yeah, apparently she even made a joke about on Twitter, like, "Yeah, sorry guys, I'm too old to come back and do this Top Gun shit. Like, I can't, I just don't have it in me to like come back and get my
She
body back and like try to be young and stuff. Like, that's somebody else's territory now."
well, Tom Cruise should have told her years ago,
Right,
"I'm planning to do
Scientology.
this." No, just, "I'm planning to make
Oh,
this
I'm planning to
sequel."
do that.
Yeah,
Plant
like,
the seed years and
yeah,
years.
you gotta be banging, ready to go, or, so,
Keep it tight, girl. I
yeah.
will.
Yeah,
Um, yeah. So that totally stood out to me when I was watching the movie. I was just like really sort of taken out of. I mean, I know it's like a student instructor relationship, but
yeah,
man,
right,
she
that's what I
looked
kinda
a
went with,
lot
yeah.
older. So I just couldn't believe that she was only 5 years older.
I mean, yeah, Tom Cruise should have been jealous, his partner's got Meg Ryan.
Yeah, yeah, she was like young hot thing there.
Yeah, yep.
But I mean, if we're gonna talk about the movie, you have to give Goose a hot wife, cause tragedy, man. Spoilers are up, so I can
Mhm.
say it. Oof,
For the
hit hard,
1986 movie. Spoilers, guys.
right? Right?
Yes.
Hey, you're talking to the person who was like, oh god, can I spoil Buffy for people? And that's,
Right.
been how many years too. So I'm always cautious. But yeah, oh man, Chris and I were both, we both felt that moment in the movie where like, because we both remembered that Goose had died, but we
Mhm.
just didn't remember exactly how everything had happened, and then, we were
Yeah,
kinda, like, ramping up, and we were like, "It's the moment, it's the moment, it's coming," and then it really hit us both, like, the way that
mhm.
it happened, it was still devastating. We kind of forgot how, and then, like, in the moment, I, like, clarity remembered exactly what happened. It was
Right.
awful. Ugh.
Yeah, and that's a testament because, like, I knew Goose died too, given how
Yeah.
old this movie is, it's, like, such part of pop culture, I was aware of that as well, um, and yeah, it's still effective, didn't
Mhm.
matter,
Yep.
so
Yep. Yeah, it's a really good part of the movie, and it showcases, I think, both like the really great relationship between Maverick and Goose that anchors part of this film, which is clearly like they don't just love flying, they love flying together. And
right.
like
Mhm.
they're clearly family, and that's really so effective. And that's such an effective build up in the first half that it really impacts, of course, the second half after he's died. And Maverick's like, what do I do here? It's not
Yep,
even just my confidence, it's just like I lost Goose, I lost my family. Um, and I think it really makes sense for him then to like make the choices that he does. Like he does finally go back up there and like redeem himself. But he also is like, that's not for me anymore. That, like I'm not going to go out there without Goose anymore. Like I want to be a Top Gun instructor. And that
yep,
feels more fitting once he's lost Goose.
sure.
So, but
I
it's a
was
great
I
moment.
was yeah, and I was really like, "Come on, you gotta save Val Kilmer.
I know,
Go."
I know. It's so
So,
good though, because like Val Kilmer is such like a great antagonist in this movie too.
mhm.
You
But see, I
really
remember
you
him
feel him
being
in shades. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like, especially when he's like sorry that Goose is gone, and then he's like, I need you. But he's like critical of Tom Cruise, but you're like, yeah, you got a point though, even though you're like the asshole that I'm supposed to not like. It's
mhm.
great.
See, just my, like, seeing pieces of it and vague cultural things,
Yeah.
I remember him that way as, like, like, an antagonist, but I was surprised watching it, seeing, like, no, he's, like yes, he is a foil and a competition to Maverick, but, he really is he's a logical guy there. He's a
Hmm.
top contender. He does have points. He is not this, like, I'm here to be an asshole kind of
Right.
one note thing.
It's
He
not
is
one
a guy
dimensional.
and
Yep.
he feels real there. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Like we were saying, yeah, like you said, he has points. Like he has points about like his own self and like the why he's the best, and he has points about like why Tom Cruise isn't,
Mhm.
and they just feel
It's
like
proven right at times.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's a really great casting and it's a really great like push pull relationship there that resolves itself pretty well again.
Yep. So Maverick now, Top Gun
Hmm.
Maverick. As you said earlier, getting great reviews, audiences and critics alike. Um, I'm most excited about this for two reasons.
Hmm.
One is because we know Tom Cruise does every stunt he possibly can
Hmm.
himself. So we're just when you watch a Tom Cruise movie, you know that he's putting himself out there at risk and that more of the stunts that you're seeing, anything possible are done practically. It's
Hmm.
about doing practical effects and practical stunts. And that creates attention and excitement
Hmm.
that is absent in a lot of the movies that they're just all on a green screen.
Right.
You lose a lot of tension when you know that it's real. You're like in the helicopter or whatever is happening and stuff. That makes a difference to an audience. I
Hmm.
think you can feel that.
I
So
agree.
um, that, and then the other one is it's the director. So Joseph Kosinski.
Hmm.
Um, if I can sum up the first movie, and other people have said this too, it really encapsulates like a feeling, like a fantasized feeling of the 80s. The movie
Hmm.
really does have a tone, the way it's often at like sunset, there's
Yes.
just, and then playing the same music over and over. The movie is
Everybody's
very
always
much a
sweaty.
feeling. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
Sorry, that was the other thing I like really was like, my God. I
It's
did
hot.
not remember how sweaty everybody is all the
Mhm,
time. They're so
mhm.
tense and sweaty.
Um, and then this director, I think,
Mhm.
to me, has not missed from what I've seen.
Mhm.
So Joseph Kosinski, he did Tron Legacy, which I am a big fan of. I know some people
Sure.
are detractors. I love it. And then one of the most underrated science fiction films ever, I think, is Oblivion, which he also
Mm.
did.
Yep,
And
that's right.
that both those movies, particularly Oblivion, really sell a feeling. Like they really
Mhm.
sell a vibe. They're very atmospheric,
Mhm.
in large part thanks to their scores. So they care very much about the score, having Daft Punk for Tron Legacy and
Right.
shoot, I forgot who this composer was for Oblivion, but it's very good.
Mhm.
And then he did like a short film I sought out and watched, and then he directed the Taco Bell Balluminati like
Oh
commercial
my
with
God,
with
fun.
I didn't know, and I love that ad.
That's
So
really funny. I didn't know that
so
either.
it's just like all hits to me, and he's coming with a new movie with Chris Pratt. I think no, not Chris Pratt, Chris Hemsworth on Netflix.
Mm.
So yeah, the director has me very excited for this film.
Awesome.
Um,
Yeah. I'm
any,
ready to see it. Like Top Gun got me in the mood. Like I'm set up. I'm all caught up on like everything that, Top Gun had to offer. Like I said, it's really nice because it's a movie that you can watch and just like feel like you got it. Like there's nothing you have to remember
mhm,
because everything is so like simple and effective that you can just like remember what happened and you're
yep,
like set up for Top Gun Maverick.
yep.
I'm excited.